Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Wednesday, the 9th day of October. It is Curious Events Day. A lot of curious events happening right now.
Yes, there are.
It's Fire Prevention Day, and we're in the middle of Fire Prevention Week. Our guest is actually going to be visiting with us about that, but we'll come back to that. National Sneakers Day, National Beer and Pizza Day. Ooh, there you go. Submarine Hoagie Hero or Grinder Day. Those are all kind of the same or similar things. Canadian Beer Day. National Curves Day. National Stop Bullying Day. Do that every day. Don't bully people. What else do we have here? National Moldy Cheese Day. Heidi will celebrate. And Stop America's Violence Everywhere today. So all of those things. Oh, bring your teddy bear to work or school day today as well. So,
Okay.
all of those things happening on this Wednesday. And Susan McKelvey is my guest, and we're going to talk about Fire Prevention Week and how important smoke alarms are. We'll get all the details from Susan. She's an expert in this arena, and we'll chat all about that coming up.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Experts are saying there's one simple way for us to improve our work-life balance.
Okay.
I'm not sure the simple is the right word to use because what they're saying, according to these German researchers, all you have to do is reduce your smartphone use.
That is simple. You just have to do it.
1 hour a day, because those who did felt happier and more motivated at
Yeah.
work. And their employers benefited as well with increased productivity. The study, published in the Journal of something or other, I'm not even trying to read that, found that study participants felt less depressed and more in control when they made this change. The researchers concluded that when reducing smartphone use by 60 minutes per day of non-work related screen time, in combination with increased physical activity, that could improve your work satisfaction and your mental health. So,
I agree with that. study.
yeah, what they're saying is put your phone down,
Yep.
live your life.
And move a little
Remember
bit.
all the time that we had before we had
I
smartphones?
do. Before we had these things that were supposed to make life so much easier and
these
so much better.
time-saving devices have taken up a lot of time.
They have taken up a lot of time.
Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. Heidi, did you know if you're trying to lose weight, you should take the stairs? Well,
I
of course.
did, actually.
They say, according to the International Skyrunning Federation, stair climbing gets you fitter faster and consumes more calories. They suggest adding a few minutes of stair climbing in a daily routine. And as you know, but stairs are like accessible all over the place. Like, you can
Yes.
see stairs like just out in the wild. And a lot of the times they're, on your commute or whatever. If you're going someplace, you can typically go upstairs instead of an elevator, escalator, whatever. And it's free. The more you weigh, the more calories you burn by climbing stairs because it's you lifting your weight.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. We don't know everything, but I think we kind of already knew this.
I think we did.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. If you're comfortable using legal jargon, you know what I'm trying to say, legal jargon, Reese Witherspoon wants you. The Oscar winner, who made pink-loving Harvard student Elle Woods an icon back in 2001, Legally Blonde, has announced a global casting call for an upcoming prequel series about her character's teen years. She is looking
that's
forward
cute.
to seeing all the little Elle Woods out there. She said this is going to be really, really fun. That role changed her life, didn't it?
It did, big time.
Because that was a unique role, and she did such a great job. She really did. After warnings of password sharing crackdowns coming to Disney Plus, the streamers officially started rolling out paid sharing features. So U.S., Canada, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Europe, other places. So before it was like, you can't give this password out. If it's in a different IP address, we're going to shut you all down. Now they're like, okay, now that we have your attention, we're going to let you do that, but you have to pay extra for it.
Right.
So. And Saturday Night Live season 50 premiered over the weekend. And there's some details in here about some of the stuff that happened. I didn't see any of the stuff, but we're going to chat about them again later in the program as well. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. According to a new study, football fans eat significantly more fat and more calories the day after their team loses a game.
I bet they're all depressed and
Yeah, like, well, somebody's got to finish all these nachos and all of this beer. We're not sports fans of any kind, so I don't really relate to that particular story in that sense, but I do overeat, so, so I'm kind of with you. All right, cold season, flu season, COVID season. Everything's piling up right now, and it's quite a list of medicines and needles needed to fight respiratory infections. But someday soon, you might be able to take care of all three with one simple spray. Just a little spritz. What do you think, Heidi?
no thanks.
American scientists have developed Pecans, P-C-A-N-S. It's a nasal spray that they say could shield us from a wide range of airborne threats, from everyday colds to pandemic-causing viruses. It's a big breakthrough, which, if successful, could also protect us from pneumonia-causing bacteria. The scientists from Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston say that even though vaccines and masks have played a crucial role in combating infections, they say we need new ways of protecting ourselves, end quote. And these Pecans, or pecans, use a drug-free formulation which works by trapping respiratory droplets, immobilizing germs, and neutralizing them, preventing infection. Wow. I have a headache just reading the story.
I think I'm good. I'm going to avoid all that.
Here's where I'm at on all of this. I don't want to be a guinea pig on anything. So, I'm sure there's other people who are like, I'll run in and try that. I want to try. I'm like the last one to try anything. My phone is not the newest phone. My car is not the newest. I don't want to be a beta tester. I mean, of anything, especially these things. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Excited to visit with an expert today. We're in the middle of Fire Prevention Week, and joining me on the telephone, Susan McKelvey, a National Fire Protection Association expert. And we're going to talk about smoke alarms because that's a pretty important topic, isn't it?
It's a really important topic. Smoke alarms are your first line of defense in a home fire, so we want to make sure that everyone has working alarms in their homes this year.
A lot of the time we don't think about this, but you don't want to wait until there's a fire in your house to think about this. Think about it ahead of time. And this year your theme is smoke alarms. Make them work for you. Let's talk about the theme.
Yeah, so like I said, smoke alarms are your first line of defense in a fire. They alert you to the fire in time to escape safely, but the key is they have to be working properly. Sometimes I think we take alarms for granted a little bit. We just assume they're there and working, but that's not necessarily the case. They require some testing and maintenance, nothing really hard, but you do have to keep on top of them to ensure that they are working properly and ready to protect you if needed.
Now, how do we know if a smoke alarm is working or if it needs to be replaced? Is there an easy way to test that?
Yeah, so the easiest way to test your smoke alarm is to push the test button on the alarm, and you should be doing that at least once a month. But the other thing people need to remember is that smoke alarms don't last forever. They are designed to work for up to 10 years. So you really need to make sure you know the age of your alarm and if it's time to replace it. And the easiest way to do that is you look on the back of the alarm. There's a date of manufacture. You want to make sure that you're replacing your alarms within 10 years of that date.
Now, when you're installing smoke alarms, if you're doing this in a home that's already got them, you probably just put them where they used to be. But if you are putting them in for the first time, how do you even know where to put a smoke alarm?
So that really you should get assistance if it's a new home. You'll want to follow the local code requirements. That you would want assistance from your local fire department, and they would be more than happy to assist you with that.
That is awesome.
But in the general rule of thumb, I will say for any home is you want at least one alarm on every level of the home, including the basement, in each bedroom and near all sleeping areas. But again, if you've never had them in your home before, you would want to get assistance in making sure that you're putting them in the right location.
Now, I don't know if anyone else listening has ever had this experience. We had a smoke alarm that would chirp. It seemed like, every 2 minutes, but it was probably maybe spaced more than that. But it would just like chirp. And then I'm walking around the house trying to figure out which one it is and chirp. And then I changed the batteries on that and it still kept doing it. We finally changed the smoke alarm. Is that what we were supposed to do, or is there something simple that I could have done?
It is. No, you did the right thing. So generally, yes, if the alarm does a single chirp every 30 to 60 seconds, that's signaling that the battery's running low. But alarms do make some other sounds that signal that something's not quite right. You can actually look on the back of the alarm. It's a tiny print, but it actually gives you a lot of information about what the different sounds your smoke alarm makes, what that all means. So you can try and do some troubleshooting, but overall there are two things. You replace the batteries. If you're still hearing sounds, you want to try vacuuming out the alarm because sometimes there can be a little dust in there, or even a spider can get in. That can impact functionality. But after that, if you're still finding you're having issues, the best thing to do is just replace the alarm with a new one. Now,
we built a home in 2007, and when we were doing that, our electrician installed interconnected alarms, and he was telling us the advantages of that. Now, I don't remember. It was 2007. So can you tell me, what are some of the advantages of having that, where it's not just one alarm all by itself?
Right. So the interconnected alarms are exactly what they sound like. All the alarms in your home are interconnected to one another. That's either done through a hardwired system or through wireless alarms. But essentially, when one alarm sounds, they all do, which gives you the earliest warning possible. So for the best example would be, let's say you're sleeping, it's the middle of the night, and you have a fire that starts in your basement or your first floor. When the smoke alarm detects that fire in that lower level of your home, you are getting the same alert that the initial smoke alarm will give you. So you're just getting that earliest warning possible.
I love that. If somebody listening would like to get more information about this very important topic, is there a website they can go to that has all the resources we need?
Yes. For Fire Prevention Week, we have a full website of information, resources on smoke alarm, installation, testing, maintenance, and a whole bunch more. It all is at fpw.org.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Again, we are right in the middle of Fire Prevention Week. It goes till the 12th of October. And if you would like to learn more, there is a website, firepreventionweek.org. And again, I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Russian language does not have a word for fun. Well, what do they call it? That's weird.
Maybe they don't have it.
Yeah, apparently not. No fun for you. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
China censored the Chinese word for censorship.
Shocker.
Where are all these facts coming from? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Ice cream actually makes your body warmer because of its fat content. So even though you're eating something cold, you heat up. That's good to know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
What is Mario's last name? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It's Mario. You know what Luigi's last name is?
Mario.
Also Mario. Yeah, so it's Mario, and Luigi Mario. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average child will eat 1,500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches by the time they graduate from high school. I am way below that. Did you have that many sandwiches when you were a kid?
Oh, no, I don't think I had that many.
Yeah,
but
I
did like peanut
7,
butter.
maybe 8.
No, you did not.
Okay, more than that. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. A study showed that we throw away this food more than any other food. We talked about this not too long ago.
Is it
Because there's a use for this food if you get to it right away. But then eventually it's just...
avocados?
No, bananas.
Oh, bananas.
Yeah, because you say... You buy bananas on a Tuesday.
That's true.
And at some point on Wednesday, you have a 5-minute span in which to eat these bananas.
Yep. That is true.
That's all the longer they last. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. The mystery of an SUV that was perched on top of a Fort Myers, Florida dumpster has been solved. Did you see this on the
I
internet?
did not.
Turns out the SUV had been lifted onto the dumpster by a forklift operator, and it was a construction worker that was doing this. The vehicle had been left parked in a work area, and as one worker put it, sometimes when you park where you're not supposed to, this is what happens. The vehicle was later removed from the dumpster and relocated to a parking space away from the work area. So, wow. Can you even imagine coming out in your car?
And finding your car there? Yeah.
My vehicle is,
I don't remember
for some
putting
reason,
it there.
I don't think I parked there, but, well, there it is. Have you ever had anybody move your vehicle while it was parked weird?
I have not.
I didn't. I wasn't even parked weird, but I had some people pick my car up and turn it sideways when I was in high school.
Oh, funny.
I had a very small, light car.
Apparently.
They thought it would be funny, and the good news is I was able to get out of the parking space anyway. So I'm like, thanks, I think. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The 50th season of Saturday Night Live kicked off Saturday, and it was an impressive feat for 50 years.
Right, that's insane.
So here's some shows that have been around even longer. Meet the Press has been on, did you know this, since 1947.
I did not have any idea.
Is that the oldest one? Well, I should have left it to, well, that's the oldest. I guess the next one is the Today Show since 1952. The Tonight Show since 1954.
Whoa.
This is Jeopardy! Did you know that Alex Trebek was not the original host?
I did not.
1964. Art Fleming was the host.
Oh.
60 Minutes has been around since 1968, Sesame Street 69, and Monday Night Football since 1970. So I've got a lot more detail on all of those shows, but I don't have time to get to all of that. If you want to read it, it's on the list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Quote today is from Lily Tomlin. She says, "The road to success is always under construction."
Yes, it certainly is.
I kind of feel like I relate to that, by the way. Seems like I'll be trucking along, doing really good at something, then I'm like, okay, now I got
Something changes.
Now I got to wait on this. So I'm going to go over here and work on this. And I'm like, okay, another detour. And I'm going to work on this and just try to remember to come back. That's all. That's all I got to remember. Quote of the day comes your way courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And there are so many amazing stories to share, but I think this is a really nice one. A dad treks 30 miles through hurricane debris to walk his daughter down the aisle.
Oh,
How
wow.
amazing is this? Catastrophic aftermath of Hurricane Helene, but David Jones embarked on an extraordinary journey to ensure he could walk his daughter down the aisle on her wedding day. What should have been a 2-hour drive from South Carolina to Johnson City, Tennessee, turned into a grueling 12.5-hour ordeal marked by treacherous roads, miles of walking, and near-death encounters. He left his home expecting a straightforward drive to his daughter's place. However, severe storm debris blocked multiple routes along the interstate, forcing him to navigate numerous detours. By 2 a.m., he finally crossed into Tennessee, only to be told by state troopers all the roads ahead are impassable. Despite the daunting news, he refused to be deterred. He said, "You have to understand, my daughter's getting married at 11 o'clock this morning. I am going to walk her down the aisle." With nothing but his cell phone light to guide him, he set off on foot and walked. His path was littered with challenges, including climbing over piles of debris 6 to 7 feet tall, at one point becoming stuck knee-deep in mud. A backhoe worked dangerously close by as he was going through. He recalled praying very many times along the way.
I bet.
He said, "I was up to my knees in mud. I couldn't move, really. I was thinking this could be it." After freeing himself and retrieving his shoe that was stuck down in the mud, he crawled through more debris until a miracle appeared in the form of a truck. The driver, a former colleague who drove him the remaining 8 miles to the destination. Against all odds, he arrived in time to walk his daughter
What an
down the
amazing
aisle.
dad.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dedication.
And
I
I'm
love
seeing
that.
the photo, and there's a video here. He's wearing a really nice, clean suit. So they either had that waiting for him, or he
They
had
must
one
have
heck
had
of a
it
nice
Yeah.
carrying case to put it in. And again, so many people doing so many things, but what a nice, happy, fun story that is. That
It is.
he was able to make it.
Yeah.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show today.